up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Connor.
And I'm Taylor. And this is Diamond in the Rough.
Today we're going to be taking a look at Mechanical Violator Hakaider, the extended director's cut, which is on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah. So this movie is like you said, a director's cut version. So it's about like 77 minutes long. It's produced by Toei Company. It's a Japanese film released in 1995.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
Yeah. So, Connor, give me your spoiler-free thoughts on the movie.
There was a few things that I liked about this movie, and then there was a few things that I didn't like. I didn't think it was amazing, but I also didn't think it was terrible. I really enjoyed the fact that it was there was a lot of passion put into it. Not going into any spoilers or anything, but they did a really good job on making sure that like the world and everything was really fleshed out with a lot of like practical effects and like real. Yeah, it was almost all. I don't think I saw one thing of CGI ever. It was just all.
There's definitely some CG.
I mean, yeah, I
it's definitely a lot of practical effects, though.
Yeah, like I was pretty blown away with the amount of practical effects that there was in this movie. Like, but all the sets. Definitely CG. Yeah, I guess
there's probably portions you maybe because they're very short, so you might have forgotten about them. But for majority of the movie, it is definitely practical, which is it's awesome.
Yeah, I love that aspect of the movie. This is also like an action movie, so I liked a lot of the action that was going on. It was very anime, very cool guy kind of action going on. Yeah. So I enjoyed that. All right. Yeah. So. I also liked a lot of the set design for the movie. I thought they did a really awesome job on the set design. Again, it was all practical. Reminded me a lot of like, not only, older 1980s to 1990s movies, but like reminded me a lot of like Star Wars or Indiana Jones, where like a lot of the sets were just like real sets. It wasn't like a green screen or fucking just some wall with like a bunch of props in the middle.
There's a decent amount of green screening in this, but it's usually like a combination of like a set with a green screen.
Yeah,
it just depends on the shot. Yeah,
there was some parts of the set that really blew me away that we'll go into the spoiler section, but like the practical sets. Some of them were like, I mean, they could like in Star Wars how they did like miniature sets and then filmed it that way.
Yeah,
possibly
there was some of that in this.
It's probably what that was, but to me, I thought it was like a big actual set, and I was like, holy shit, that's crazy.
There's some common theater tricks that they use in this that many other, AAA or huge production movies use as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I just appreciated it because you don't see that a lot nowadays, with sets and everything. So I appreciated the amount of effort they went through to make these sets look real and have like real functionality, Yeah. What about you? What did you like about this movie? What was your thoughts on it?
There's definitely some things that stood out to me that I wasn't a fan of, which in the beginning there's a early scene that if you were what's the word? Inducive? Is that a word? Of I don't know if
I don't know if
that might not be the right word.
Yeah, I don't know
if you have epilepsy or you're susceptible to seizures,
bright flashing, right? Yeah,
there's a scene in this that is very, very bad.
Yeah, very crazy.
For that. And even if you don't, it's a little. I mean, I know
it's too much.
It's kind of intentional, but it's a little too much.
We'll get into the spoiler section about that because I know what you're talking about. But
I actually really love the costumes and set designs in this. The music's actually really good.
Yeah.
I do like a lot of the effects. Again, you gotta keep in mind that this is an old film.
Yeah.
But for the time, I actually thought it was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest issue is it's a little hard to follow or confusing throughout the entire movie. I would say that it's its biggest downfall.
Yeah.
But other than that, the action's really cool. It's a little over the top at times.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it, but I don't know if it really fits the overall movie. There's some characters I really dislike, and there's some characters I really like. So, as a whole, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was pretty good too. If we're going, and there are a couple of things I didn't like either. Story, could barely follow it.
It's really rough.
You have no idea what's going on.
I mean, I know what's going on, but it's just told in such a confusing way.
Yeah, I was halfway through the movie. I was almost completely lost. I was like, okay, I know maybe one or two things about what's happening, and I know nothing else about what's going on outside of that.
So if you have to really pay attention to keep following along, otherwise you will easily
get lost. Yeah. And then the pacing of the movie was not
very
great.
Weird. Yeah, it wasn't that great. But
also some of the dialogue was pretty bad. I had to say, look, I know that it's very anime. A lot of people don't have a problem with this kind of dialogue, but for me, I don't enjoy anime dialogue, and this was way over the top anime dialogue.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? It's kind of hard, at least for me personally, it's hard to judge the dialogue because obviously it's Japanese and it's subtitled. And yeah, I have zero problem with this in anime, but this movie it's a B movie, right? So it's kind of hard for me to know whether or not it's a translation, or if it's intentional.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't be able to tell either. But it just made me uncomfortable when I was hearing the what and there's just some specific parts that we'll talk about. And I was just like, oh my god, and it's like a facepalm moment where you're like, why?
Yeah, so we'll get into that more after the spoiler.
So, what would be your rating?
I think honestly, I'm gonna give this a silver.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm gonna give it a silver too. I think it's a decent watch. I wouldn't say don't watch it. I think if you are looking for just a fun kind of anime type of movie.
Yeah, if you've seen any older Japanese movie and you like them, at least some of them, you'll probably like this movie.
Yeah.
This fits right in.
Over the top action and crazy storylines and just fucking bad shit things happening.
Yeah,
this movie is fucking bananas. So if you like shit that's just bananas, you'll love this movie. So just give it a watch.
I agree.
All right. So I think now we're gonna head into the spoilers section.
All right, Connor. Let's dive into some of our more specific things about the film.
Sure.
What do you got?
Oh, and real quick, just to forewarn everybody, I'm sick right now, so I may sound like shit. I'm sorry about the audio. If I start to cough, I'm going to be over there coughing. So just a warning. But yeah, so man, I love the practical effects in this movie. I can't tell you how much I love them. It really made me smile seeing these practical effects because I haven't seen a movie with this much practical effects in a fucking long ass time, dude. Like,
yeah,
the fight scenes, the costumes, the sets, everything, dude, was fucking awesome. Like there's one specific part that really blew me away that I was like, whoa. When I don't even know what the fuck, the like heavy armored super angel,
the good guy.
Yeah, whatever. The good guys who are actually bad guys. I can't remember their freaking name, but when they start coming out in their motorcycles and he like is coming towards the Jesus town. I still can't believe that the town is literally named
Michael.
What are they called?
The angel.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
It's kind of hilarious when he introduces it. It's Michael.
It's Michael. Like
he's the only
archangel.
one with an English name. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, they would name him that. But yeah, so all of his soldiers are
super soldiers.
Yeah, his heavy. They're like up armored soldiers or whatever. They literally call them like heavy armored soldiers or something. And they're all riding motorcycles, and Hakaider's riding a motorcycle. Which, by the way, man, I have to say this movie reminded me so much of like a Japanese version of Mad Max Thunderdome. Okay. I don't know.
That's interesting because I
picking that up.
No, for me it's Japanese Ghost Rider.
Really?
Yeah.
For me it was Mad. He had the shotgun and everything, dude. It was like he took out his boomstick and he was just like boom, and literally like 5 dudes just exploded. And I was like, this is fucking crazy, dude.
His power level is insane.
Yeah. But I thought that was awesome. Like that whole fight scene where they're coming in on the motorcycles and he's coming at him, and that one guy comes straight at him and he just like clotheslines him, and the entire motorcycle just shatters into like a million pieces. I was like, holy shit. And he's like fucking just dragging the guy on the ground.
Yeah, you can clearly tell it's a dummy because it's just like
and he's just getting all fucked. Every time he like punches someone, it's like they have like huge helmets with like 3 eyes on them.
They look awesome.
Yeah, they do look awesome. But like every time he'd punch one of them, it was fucking crazy because he would punch through the helmet, the entire thing would shatter inwards, and then there would just be like meat and blood on the inside. And I was like, holy shit!
He's basically like when he punches and stuff, he's like Saitama and just kind of one punches everything.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. He literally demolishes people. It was actually pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I loved super cool.
Yeah, and the way I love that his like suit up and shit wasn't all like just, like CGI anime where it's just like, wee! Like I love that parts of it were like actually fucking like
it was a mix of
it was a mix, but like I love that he was just like, huh! And then like this thing, like this fucking like venom thing was just like Bleh! And then like shot out. But you could tell that it was a practical effect,
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. What? Oh, and the gate. So the set.
Okay, so really every time you see the gate shots, that is miniatures.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking in the back of my head, but it was so well done that I was just like, holy shit, this looks fucking, you know what I mean? Like it looks
it looks good.
Because it looks so good that they have a huge gate that I like you said, I'm sure is a miniature, but it's shot in the film to be gigantic, and it like actually opens up and there's like fucking turrets, like actual like practical turrets that come out of the gate, and they're just like boop, 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 shit, and it's fucking crazy. And I was like, that's awesome, dude. That part, I love that specific set design. That was awesome. What about you?
Yes, very cool.
Any practical effects that really caught your eye?
I mean, let's see. Yeah, so I'll say the good things that I really like. I mean, I know it's kind of technically costume, but Hakaider, like him, Michael, the Stormtrooper dudes, all look super cool.
Yeah.
The issue I had with every time there was like a really ridiculous kill, and he like smashes smashes the dude head on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's like just like out of nowhere, just like blood just explodes. I was like, oh shit, I was not expecting that. It's kind of nuts. I do really like his shotgun. His motorcycle's cool. It's got lights on it and stuff.
Yeah.
I love that the great value stormtroopers all had P90s.
Yeah,
understandably so, because it is a pretty futuristic looking weapon. But all of them have a rocking white and black P90s. I thought that was pretty cool. Wasn't a fan of their use of rocket launchers, and it kind of swaps even mid shot sometimes. But it was funny, and cool.
Yeah.
The weird dude. Hold on, let me find his name. The leader of Jesus Town.
Yeah, the Jesus guy.
It's a Jesus Town.
Yeah. So the area that this takes place in is literally called Jesus Town.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fucking hilarious.
It's just, yeah, I was like, okay. Like, as soon as they introduced it, I'm like, it's Jesus Town? But I do really like the whole styling of the movie with all the, even all the civilians and stuff. I think it's really cool. It's kind of like a somewhat post-apocalyptic, but like, not steampunk,
like futuristic,
like partially, kind of cyberpunkish, sort of.
Yeah,
so
which is why
it was giving me that.
Yeah, and that's why it was giving me huge Mad Max vibes, because it was just like, I mean, Hakaider's like basically Mad Max. He's got this fucking badass shotgun as like his primary weapon. He's got this dope ass motorcycle.
He is.
Yeah. And everything outside of the city, is like a fucking barren wasteland. And it's like, and then he gets to the city, and then there's like this huge, like, excuse me. There's a huge, upset, and all these people are wearing like robes and rags, like they're in the fucking medieval times, but it's like still in the future because there's like little tiny TVs.
Yeah, there's like monitors and stuff everywhere, and cameras.
So I thought
weapons and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty great. I don't know. It was just like, it was kind of like blowing my mind a little bit. I was like, what the fuck? This is like, it just like kept flashing back to fucking Mad Max. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
The biggest reason he reminds me of Ghost Rider is one that he's on all black. He's got a motorcycle. He's got the chains. At least initially, he gets rid of it later. But he's got the whole chain thing in the beginning because he was like a prisoner before they released him. Yeah, and the way he, I guess, like, his
judges people.
Yeah, like his personality, whatever, because he just walks around. He does walk around like kind of like a Terminator, which he is a robot. So
and he's just a robot, or is he like a cyborg? I couldn't tell, like, if it's like if it was literally like a Terminator, like he's just like had like rubber skin over like his robotic body or whatever. But it looked like he was just like grew back his like he had like fucking amphibian.
Yeah, that's
shit going on or something.
That's some lore that was unexplored in this movie. Yeah, so I don't really know. They say robots though, like him and Michael say that they're robots. So I'm just gonna go with that. Yeah. But you are correct in the fact that like it seems like they're something in between.
Yeah, like underneath the skin is not like robotic. It's like a fucking like jello.
Well, it is. It's like like the skin, like there's shots where they're like doing like hand focus scenes or whatever.
You know where
it looks like ballistic gel, like hand, but with a robotic skeletal system kind of thing with lights and stuff. So it's a little weird, but we'll just go with
we'll just go with it's just unexplained lore. It's just the deeper lore that we don't understand.
Which there's
I'm sure someone who is a huge Hakaider fan, or what is this a spin-off of? Kamen Rider?
So this is actually I didn't know until just before we started this, but it's actually a spin-off of, I know it as Hakaider, but
Hakaider,
the full name, I guess, is Android Hakaider, which is from the same company, which I loved as a kid. And
I used to watch that at
perfect sense because in the final battle in this movie, they actually use it's like a fucking demonic version of Hakaider. Like,
which I thought was crazy. I was like, what the fuck?
It was pretty nuts. That's
but as soon as they put that mask on, I was like, oh, dude, that's Hakaider right there.
Yeah. Which, if you guys don't know what it looks like, we'll have pictures up on screen and stuff.
We'll insert image up here.
Yeah. Classic movie.
Yeah. But yeah,
sure.
So I'm sure someone in the comments will explain to us the lore of what the hell these people are. Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, so robots. Sorry, go ahead.
What did you think of the whole female character as well as her little gangster fucking
the love interest?
Yeah, if you want to call it that, sure.
Yeah. I was not a fan. I just wanted to see more Hakaider going around. Like,
gives zero fucks about this person.
Yeah,
in fact, they're quite irritating every time.
Yeah, I didn't care about any
her
of
other
friends.
people are on screen. Yeah,
and they all had like a gimmick, kind of, you know what I mean, like a gimmick personality. Like in the team, like one of them's got dual pistols, and he's like wears a trench coat, and the other guy's like
one guy's black, one guy's white.
Yeah,
yeah. That was another thing I noticed in this movie. I thought was funny is like, you would expect most of them to be Japanese, which it is, but then they're like, oh, we got to have at least, there's like 2 black people.
Yeah.
1 or a few Hispanic people. Like,
yeah.
It's just something I thought was a little weird.
I agree. I think,
I mean, especially for, being a 95 film, it's kind of strange.
Yeah. At
least from Japan.
I don't think they needed to be in there at all. You could have cut them out, and
like they almost made it like, I don't know, awkward that they were there.
Yeah, their dynamic was just terrible.
Yeah, nothing.
None of them had chemistry with each other.
No, it was really bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. They were all like just shit on each other. Everyone was just a fucking prick.
They're all, of course, like some of them are dressed like your stereotypical like
goth, like
biker goth, emo gangster kind of.
Yeah, like typical 90s. Like if you think of like 90s, like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, that scene in the Foot Clan club or whatever, where all the kids are like running around, they're all dressed like fucking like goth gangsters or whatever. That's exactly how the entire team looked in this movie. Except they're not a bunch of kids.
No, they're all adults, and they have like random weapons like scorpions and AKs and stuff. Yeah, so was definitely not a fan of any of them. I actually really hated every time this fucking chick was on screen because she always had these super delayed, retarded looking reaction to anything that was going on, and her entire like side, what do you call like dream sequence thing is so random.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I thought the ghost skeleton thing was cool. That was
pretty sick, actually. Like the weird random zombie thing. I don't know why it was there, but that looked good. The night that was awesome. Look cool, but why is he here?
Yeah,
like, and it comes out of nowhere too. Like you're just watching the movie, and then immediately there's like a dream sequence. You're like, what the fuck? And it's like, is this real or not? And then it happens in the very end too. I'm like, is this real or is she dead? And she is in fact dead.
Yeah,
having this weird vision.
Like, I get that it's obviously supposed to be like, oh, she's like, Hakaider's her like soulmate or whatever, and that's why she's having these fucking.
Make any sense?
Yeah, but they've never met before, and it's not unless there's some fucking lore that like we don't know about that like a million years ago they were both like this fairy and night person, and then they were. I don't know
how
know.
It would be.
From what I know, she's just fucking crazy, and she's
retarded.
Yeah, like. How would you even know who this fucking guy is?
Half of her shots are literally just.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's almost to a T. Her shots, even when she's like confronting, the fucking stormtrooper guys who just killed Hakaider, and like they're like all like armed to the teeth, and they're just walking past her because she's obviously not a threat, and they're just like, yeah, fuck you, we'll see you later.
And she's like, I hate you. It was so funny because one of them just like turns as they're walking away and just.
I thought that was hilarious. She's like having her like fucking retarded space out moment where she's like, as they're walking past, and she's like, I hate you. You killed him. And then the one guy in the
The
back,
last guy, just like, get fucked.
he like he turns toward her with his P90 and just goes, and
then
like,
just keeps walking.
Yeah, just keeps walking. She like is just shot completely in her gut. She's like on the ground. I was like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen, you idiot? Why are you
It was hilarious and I loved it.
Yeah, I thought that was probably the funniest part of the entire movie.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, anything else that happened with her is pretty bad. They do a similar thing to General Commander. Check that episode out if you haven't. You know when they do like the in General Commander, they do it in this movie.
Oh yeah.
There's a fucking scene where it goes to every single gang member and they're like,
yeah.
And they do that stupid shit. I don't know what was this a thing that like everybody was trying to do at the time?
I don't know, man. It seems like they just kind of didn't really like. They obviously didn't care that much about these other characters that they were.
Yeah, I mean they're just side characters.
But... Like they put no effort into like making them at all likable.
Well, I feel like they put too much effort. They should have put zero effort, but they put more.
They put too much effort of just adding them in there, but they didn't put any effort into like their characters or
like trying to flush them out.
They were just like, we'll just put this in here to make Hakaider feel bad, and he's got something to fight for now.
Yeah, even though he could just be cool.
Yeah, even though he was going there to kill everybody anyway, it doesn't really matter that he finds his group and he's like, oh yeah, I'll fight for you. Like, the fuck? He's already going there.
He has this moment where after she dies, he takes her fucking little charm thing and
oh yeah.
He's like wearing it on his fucking belt or whatever, and he has like a Darth Vader scene when he's coming into the building after this fucking insane shot with his shotgun.
Dude, his shotgun is amazing. It's just
it's not even like a shot. It's basically just a fucking nuke. Like,
it's an artillery gun. He literally shot an artillery round into the building, and it fucking went out the other side of the building.
The dude outside and loads his shotgun and shoots through the building, destroys the entire building, kills all the super soldiers because they're all like drones or robots or whatever.
Yeah, he aimbots the generator that controls all of them and destroys it. And it's like underground. So like he shoots the building like upwards, right? And then it shows that the generator is like down. So he shot this round. It went through the building, went straight down.
Yeah, flies down.
and then goes forward like maybe 10 or 15 feet, and then destroys the fucking generator.
Yeah, he's literally hacking.
Yeah, but I mean, it was awesome.
It's ridiculous, And
I thought it was cool. Great. I was like, wow, I would love that shotgun. That thing's fucking amazing. But
I don't know what it is, but clearly that's the one you want. Although it was funny earlier in the movie. A stormtrooper picks up his shotgun to try to use it against him, and as soon as he shoots, he misses, and then his fucking arm just flies off. Like it's literally just gets dismembered from his fucking body. He's just sitting there like, oh my god.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome where he was like, I'm gonna kill him with his own gun, and then it just fucking blows his arm off.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit.
That was fucking awesome, dude.
So I thought they were gonna have like a RoboCop moment where it's like only he can use it.
Yeah, but no, it was just so powerful that it just like blew his arm off. So what did you think of let's just jump ahead here. What did you think of the final fight between him and Michael? Because that was a pretty big, like, long section of the movie.
Yeah, there's a huge portion. Of course, it's the final battle. There's actually 2 phases, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, it was like a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah, pretty much. It was cool. I liked it. There's a lot of action.
Yeah.
There was a lot of sound effects and like special effects.
Yeah.
The fight is cool.
There's a lot of ping, ping, ping going on.
I feel like it could have been a little better, but I don't know if it's because their costumes are so fucking bulky that they can't maneuver as well. But
that's what
there was some shots where they actually were moving pretty well, so I don't think that was an issue. So it must have just been
it's probably a design choice. They wanted to make it more impactful, like they're hitting each other so hard that it's like
emphasize the robot thing and they're super strong and all that. We can get it. The effects, like especially the sound effect, it's a little
annoying.
Yeah. Because
I agree.
It's very loud.
Yep.
And I don't mind the effect that they have on screen for it. It's just the sound is so like piercing, and it kind of like knocks you out of the immersion of the fight.
Yeah, and it happens throughout the entire fight. It's like,
it's like every time it's like ding, ding.
Yeah, it had to be at least 30 times that they played that fucking sound. It was like fucking crazy, dude. I agree with you. I was at like by the end, I was like, "Oh my god, dude, really?"
Like, please stop! Like, just keep fighting, but just stop at the sound. But the fight itself was really cool. And just when you think it's almost over, phase 2 begins.
Yeah,
and we get into some pretty crazy Star Wars Rancor level of effects.
And so, what did you think of the? Yeah, what did you think of the stop motion effects that they
it was really good. Really,
I thought that was awesome. I love that it wasn't like a CGI monster. I love that they used stop motion, and then like they switched from stop motion to, like you said, Rancor, where it's like practical effects when his arms and face come in.
Yeah,
like on the
super. The final, we'll say final phase version or final form, rather. Yeah. Gave me. I don't know if you've played Resident Evil Village, but the final version of the final boss was very similar in design into this, and I thought was pretty cool. And I guess it makes sense because it's Japanese, maybe. But he's like super crazy, like monster mixed with machine. Like his head is got like a saw blade like spinning underneath him, and that's when his face turns into like the demonic Hakaider version. Yeah, and then he's got like crazy claw arms and stuff.
Yeah, he's got a claw arm, and then he's got a gun arm over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I never actually played Resident Evil 4, but if it looks like that, the final boss...
Village is 7.
Or, sorry, I haven't played Resident Evil Village. But this guy was fucking... The final phase of the boss or whatever. It was fucking awesome. I thought it was so cool. And I love that he was just like he came back and he was just like, "Hey, Hakaider, eat shit." And he like threw him against the wall and started beating the shit out of him.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh shit!"
When Michael he's like having some kind of monologue or something, and then Hakaider's like, because he's like reaching for his shotgun, and Michael's like, "No, I don't think so," and he knocks out unloads all the shells, which admittedly is kind of awkward looking, but I get it. It's because he's a robot and he's so strong, he just kind of has to shake the shotgun, which we wouldn't be able to do generally for most shotguns. But he ejects all the shells, and so Hakaider's reaches for the shells on the ground, and then Michael thinks he's about to finish him, and his arm just it pops out like a fucking wrist shotgun. He loads that shit and just blasts him away, dude. It was nuts.
Yeah, I thought that part was fucking awesome, dude. I love, like I said, I can't stop gushing over the practical effects, but that fucking shotgun arm was awesome, dude. That it was actually a practical effect, and it went back inside of his arm after it was done, and I was like, holy fuck, that's fucking awesome, dude.
It is cool. I will say the fact that it literally has it does the scene and then zooms in on the arm so you can see it, because they're trying to show off the practical effect, which it is cool. The fact that it zooms in on it, it's and then it cuts right back is a little jarring to me. I get it. Like I said, they're just trying to show it off, which it is very cool. But I wasn't a fan of that.
Gotcha.
This happens throughout the movie. Is anytime there's something expensive, it's expensive because they show you 5 different angles of whatever it is. Yeah. Every single major explosion, you're gonna see it from 4 different shots. Every time some super maybe it's they're riding motorcycles and they jump off a ramp or something, you're gonna see it from multiple angles. That was a lesser extent. That was one of them.
Yeah.
Things like that happen throughout the movie, which I get it. You spent the money, you want to show it off, but sometimes it's a little too much.
Yeah, I actually thought the final fight wasn't that bad with that.
With the arm thing.
Well, just the final fight in general wasn't there wasn't a ton of cuts of the same thing. I enjoyed the fact that it was all just a continuous thing. They didn't fucking
the final fight didn't have as much of it, but just periodically throughout the movie that kind of stuff happened.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
What you're saying, to be fair? What's that? Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, to be fair, this is the extended director's cut.
Yeah.
So technically, the original theatrical release actually might not have as much of that. So
Yeah,
but
there's
I
like
don't
3
know.
cuts of this movie, so
Yeah. So
we
there
have no
might be
idea.
another version that might not have stood out as much, but
Yeah.
because this is the full thing, I notice it a lot.
Yeah.
Which is not that big of a deal though, but it's just something I noticed.
Yeah. I
What
also
did
have to
you
say,
think?
real
Sorry,
quick, that end fight scene, the set for that was probably my favorite set out of like the entire movie because they literally destroy the
kind of
entire
wild.
thing.
Not only that, it's like they make it appear as though the building is
it's made of blood.
It's like
or
a
like
living
meat.
organism.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I was like,
because the room is white because they're in Jesus Town, which everything is generally white.
Yeah,
but this room, which it's white until they start like destroying the pillars and stuff, and then you see like red, like
tubes,
almost,
like red tubes coming out.
Yeah, it almost looks like veins or something.
Yeah, I thought that was fucking awesome.
By the time they finish the fight and they like just have a shot of the room, it's just like
completely destroyed
all over.
Yeah. I thought that was awesome how like it contrasted from being completely white to just like blood red everywhere. It was
it
awesome.
kind of follows the theme with the like the whole movie with the good and then the bad, which is kind of is all black. Michael's white, Jesus Town all the way and stuff.
Yeah, I just had to say I think they did an amazing job on that.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah. And I love how I loved how everyone's costumes, like, I don't know if they made multiple costumes or what, but like the battle damage over time was so fucking cool that like by the end of it, when Hakaider's like just completely fucked, like he's missing an arm, he's fucking like his entire suit's just all fucked up.
It's like his final form, I guess.
Yeah.
His damaged, battle scarred version.
Yeah, I thought that was super cool. I thought they did fucking awesome,
very cool.
Amazing job on that specifically. Like, because it's just like I love that like all the like action with like his shotgun or their guns or whatever. Like it's all practical effects, and he's like getting fucking blown up. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like a fucking van that has like a fucking.
That was the final thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is the last thing I want to talk about this movie, and then I think that's all I really had. But there's a scene where they have like a crap ton of these stormtrooper dudes, and I love that. I love all the shots they have. Like they use like a marching effect every time you see like all of them coming together and stuff, and I love that. And they all line up together, and they're like, this is when like the gang and Hakaider like first meet. They're like in an alleyway or something, and they're all lined up, and then you see this vehicle coming in, and it's got this like giant cannon, which admittedly to me looks pretty bad because it looks like I could make that out of fucking PVC piping. And it's on this van. Like they couldn't afford a tank, so they're using this van, literally like your generic, mid-class van. It's just got this massive cannon on it.
Yeah.
And it like shoots at fucking Hokkaido stuff, and in the beginning, they all look menacing and stuff as they're like approaching him, and it's just like, nope, boom, and just one shot's in and just and then all the troopers was like on fire, and
I thought that was awesome. You know what's hilarious about that is that
like them running around on fire looks really funny because it's like.
It was like real fire. They weren't like
no, it is real fire, but like they're clearly not in
faking
danger.
it. Yeah, they're faking it. But that's what I thought was hilarious because you can, if you go back and watch it and like pause it and then like play it like really slowly, you can actually see their helmets are kind of like falling off, and they're like, whoa, trying to like hold their helmets.
For sure. That actually happens a lot. Like in this movie, that certain scenes you'll see like there was one where they're like running because he's like, oh, he's in the building, and they're all like running, and all of their armor's like falling off. So they have to like quickly cut the fucking camera away before it falls off.
I thought that was hilarious, dude.
It's funny for sure. Which I guess comes with the territory.
Yeah, so
that's all I got.
I think so. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the other two main characters. One was the Justice guy and the main bad guy. So, what did you think of these two characters?
So you talk about Michael and his master?
Yeah.
So Michael looks awesome.
Yeah. Can you describe him to us real quick? Just a quick description. Because he's very different from Hakaider.
Yeah, so Hakaider, he's basically all black. He's got these glowing, like, purplish eyes and, like, his head as well. It's almost got, like a
brain in it.
Brain look, but that's not what it is. And then Michael, it's like your silver, gold, like, stereotypical looking Gundam Power Ranger esque type of looking character robot. Looks super cool.
Yeah.
He actually uses his wings in the final fight, which I thought was nice.
Yeah. Which I thought was weird. He only had one wing, like one. You know what I mean?
It's meant to be like so. The people that are a part of Jesus Town, right? All the good people.
Yeah.
Like the leader and Michael are supposed to be like
two halves of the same person or something.
Elegance, fancy, and that's why he has one wing because it's like if somebody's wearing a cape but it only covers like one half.
Right.
It's like meant to be like a little extra.
Gotcha.
Which the master kind of mimics that with his fucking like dead bird on his shoulder. Like what? Your whole thing is peace, love, life, and you have this fucking massive skeleton of a bird on your shoulder.
It's not like a tiny bird either. It's like he took an eagle and like fucking put the skeleton on his.
Yeah, that's just sitting there on his shoulder. He looks fabulous. Like I'll say that.
Yeah,
he's got like the fucking
what the fuck
eye.
is going on with his eye?
Makeup and stuff.
I didn't. I didn't understand.
He's fucking hella cringe, and I hated him so much.
Yeah,
I was so glad when this motherfucker died.
Yeah, me too. I hated that guy too. I thought he was a good villain because of how much I fucking hated him. I was like, kill him. Like,
that's a fair point.
Yeah, I was like, just destroy him, dude. And I love that at the end he was just like, "You're not worth it," and then like I knew
and
exactly
then he comes
that was
back. He's like,
yeah,
I got you. Just kidding. Like.
Yeah.
Whips around and just fucking annihilates him.
Yeah, I thought that was fucking awesome. I love, like, obviously that's a super tropey thing to do where they're just like, you're not worth the kill, and then they walk away, and then the person's like, fuck you, and then they come back up, you know what I mean? But, like, I thought it was awesome that they did that in this movie.
It was.
Like, fuck yeah. Like, kill that guy, fuck that guy. But, yeah, so what was going, do you know what was happening with this fuck? So the main bad guy, I didn't understand what the fuck was going on with him the entire movie. I was like, what's up with his eye? What the fuck is he doing with like? What?
Okay, so
what is he doing ever? Is really
from what I took from the movie. It's not very deep. He's literally we'll call him dictator of Jesus Town.
Yeah, he's like God there, right?
Yeah, he's the tyrannical ruler there.
Yeah,
and he basically, which any generic villain just wants order and peace. And blah 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 through like military or like martial law. Basically, he's in charge. Anybody that disobeys him, he fucking inserts a fucking microchip into their brain. Which there's a graphic for this, which actually looks really good. And it's kind of weird that it almost doesn't match because it looks so like
it fucking real? That was the part that I was talking about in the beginning when I said it. I was really surprised at this part where I was like, holy shit, that's fucked up. Like they like
it is. And there's even like some shots where he's like showing the process of that.
How that happens. It's fucking
like,
dark.
And they have this dude that's like pretending to be like retarded, we'll say.
Yeah, but he's like in like an iron lung almost. You know what I mean? Like where it's like slowly closing on him. He's like, "Oh fuck, please!" And then like it fucking closes, and then you just hear
and then
screams.
You see the graphic, animation stuff. It looks really good.
I thought that was fucking insane, dude.
It's a little edgy, but it's pretty short.
Yeah,
and basically that's it. And so Hakaider basically just escapes somehow in the beginning, and he's threatening that because he wants his vengeance.
Yeah, so like I got like that part of the story, like like him going after the vengeance or him going after the guy because he created him, right? And then but he couldn't be controlled, so they fucking like killed him or whatever, but they didn't actually kill him.
Yeah, they thought.
Yeah, they thought they killed him. But what I don't understand is like, so what? I mean, like, okay, obviously the guy's fucking insane. He's like a Far Cry villain.
Yeah,
like, they're all my babies, and I want them to, they're all like lobotomized. Yeah, they're like all lobotomized, and they're like, oh, like fucking drooling. That scene was pretty fucking dark too, where they're like sitting in the fucking room, and they're all like fucking lobotomized. But like, okay, so was he just a guy, or was he like actually like, because he was doing something with his fucking orchids, where he's just like, they were dead yesterday, but I pet them and now they're alive, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so does he have like powers or
no?
What the fuck
I think he's just a fucking crazy dude that just happened to take control of everybody, that created all these robots and stuff, and uses it to his whim.
Okay, so it's just really futuristic technology. He's just fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's just insane.
Okay,
and he has.
Do you know what's going on with the eye, or is that another lore thing that we don't? That's not explained.
It could be a lore thing, but honestly, to me, it's just
just to distinguish himself.
Yeah, it's just to add to the effect of his character design.
Yeah, because I didn't see that till like the middle of the movie. I was like, wait, what the fuck? What's going on with his eye?
I saw it the whole time. Yeah,
I was like,
yeah, I saw it through the whole movie. It stood out to me.
Yeah, that guy was.
He's got this weird fucking.
Yeah, he's got like a disease or something going on.
It's like it's a makeup effect ink. Of like to me, it almost looks like branches.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just some weird stylistic choice.
Yeah. So fuck that guy. He was super annoying. I'm glad he died.
He's a bitch.
But yeah, Michael, I liked him the most out of like the villains. You know,
I thought he's definitely
he was the fucking best one. Yeah.
The only thing I was disappointed is, again, I don't know if it's because of costume limitations, but he until the final fight, all he does throughout the movie is which, look, I know that he kind of does that too, but he does it in like a Power Ranger kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But this one, he's just like, he's got these cool, like his armor looks really cool, and he's got like these huge claws, which he does stab the fuck out of his own super soldier, which I did like that scene because he's like, if you were one of my elite soldiers, you would have died with everybody. Just like,
he just stabs him straight in the face.
And you see the blood and everything squared out. It's nuts.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
I wanted, for him and Hakaider, like I wanted more movements. Like,
more
I know they're
backflipping. They're doing like kung fu shit.
Yeah, like I know they're robots, and that's probably why they emphasize that. But I want like full on, like, you know, just like Power Rangers, like the martial arts kind of style.
What did you think about his ultimate move? I thought it was pretty fucking. I thought it was pretty fucking crazy. Like the practical effect of his hand, like turning into like some kind of plasma generator or whatever, and he just fucking melted through.
This is literally just like, it's a move called Shining Finger / Burning Finger, which is from G Gundam.
Oh, really?
This is what it reminded me of, because G Gundam is like a spin-off version where
I've never seen G Gundam.
So it's super cool. You actually probably would like it. It's in the universe of Gundam, except all the Gundams are fighters. So like they have martial arts fighting or like melee weapons.
Oh shit!
So there's no guns or lightsabers beam sabers used, or cannons or anything like that. It's like, so it's not militarized. It's all like the main character, like that's his signature move is the Shining Finger, where he'll grab the enemy and his hand will just like heat up and explode and kill whoever the guy is. Yeah, this is exactly like that, and was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. I fucking love that move. I thought it was so fucking cool. I thought it was amazing at the end where he's just like, he's just like, fuck you, Hakaider, and he's just like, whoa, on his chest or whatever.
Yeah, it was super cool. You see it, you see it glow, and then it just fucking explodes. It's like, oh.
Yeah, and it like actually shows his hand going through his chest, and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking crazy. Like, it was a practical effect of like, there's fucking smoke and shit coming out. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, super cool.
Amazing job on that.
Did you like Hakaider's final move?
I did.
That was hella CG.
So I was pretty disappointed that it was CGI. I have to say.
I honestly, I understand why they did it, because it would definitely be a lot of work if it was practical. Yeah, but it would have been sick.
It would have been amazing. So basically, his signature move is like his chest opens up, and then like three cannons comes out. Yeah. And it's basically like Iron Giant lasers, where it's just giant green beams of just like, blah, and then he Yeah, and he fucking destroys the
That's how he
final.
feels. Yeah, the final form.
Yeah, final form. But yeah, I really wish that was another. My last gripe.
That was
I really wish that was
one of the big CG moments in this movie.
Yeah, I do remember that, and I really wish it wasn't CGI because I think it would have been awesome if it was a practical effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. You have anything else?
No, I think that's pretty good.
I think that's it for me.
A lot of good stuff. All right, so that is our final thoughts on the movie. By all means, feel free to check it out. Thanks for watching, guys, and consider giving us a like if you like the video. Check out our other videos on the channel if you're looking for more.
And then go ahead and comment down below if you have like a question, or if you want us to watch something else that you particularly want to see, or if you know the lore of this movie and can explain to us what the fuck is going on, please feel free to do that. I would love to know what the hell is happening.
It would help us understand.
Yeah, it would help me understand a lot. Okay. And then, so just please join us next time on Diamond in the Rough. We'll see you then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.